Welcome back to the R&D podcast. My name's Dalton. I'm joined here today with Port, Chin, RJ, like always, or like most of the time. RJ's kind of a 50-50 shot. Anyways, we'll get into tonight's show. We got a pretty good one here for you. We're going to talk about the three of the top games of the weekend. Also, a little bit of news going around college football. We'll start with this first. Pete Thamel on College Game Day says James Franklin is in talks of going to Virginia Tech. Is this a good hire for Virginia Tech? What's y'all's opinion? We'll start with you, Port.
That's a big hire, honestly, for Virginia Tech. I mean, you want a coach that's going to come in and try to change the culture. I think he's going to do it.
No doubt. I think whenever you're looking for a coach, Virginia Tech's not here to win national championships right off the start. They want to win games. I think James Franklin has all the capability in the world to be able to go win football games and build a roster. Chin, what's your take on it? What you got for me?
Yeah, I agree with Pork. I think it's a good hire for them. Like you said, they're not here to win championships, but later down the road they want to, and I think James Franklin is probably their best bet on trying to get there.
RJ, what you think?
Yeah, no doubt. James Franklin will be a really good hire for Virginia Tech, especially the conference they're in. I thought he'll be a really good coach for Virginia Tech and get them wins, what Virginia Tech wants.
At least getting that program moving in the right direction because they have not been what they need to be for the past couple of years, right?
Yeah.
I would say Lane Kiffin. The next thing would be Lane Kiffin after the game, talking about how he loves Ole Miss. Ole Miss fans chanting, "We want Lane, we want Lane." After the Florida game, felt like it was the battle of Lane Kiffin in Oxford this weekend. And Florida kind of made a statement there for a while. You got to remember, Florida is a highly talented team. They just have unfortunate coaching problems right now and have not been able to win some games throughout the season. But that doesn't mean they don't have – I mean, look at South Carolina, for instance. Obviously, they didn't win the game either. But they came out and put it on Texas A&M, and we'll talk about that here next. But Lane Kiffin, where do you think he goes? If he goes anywhere, do you think it is to Florida, or what's our stance on that now?
My stance is still Florida. I said it from the beginning with he will take that Florida job.
Or for Jim, either one of y'all can go.
I think LSU's out. I mean, I don't think any big name coach, going to go to LSU given their payout problem right now.
Yep.
Like if I'm a coach and I sign a $50 million contract, they're going to pay me $50 million. I'm not taking half of it.
Especially with all the slander on his name after getting fired.
I definitely think that Florida is his top spot. I think that's where he's going to land if he leaves.
I agree as well. I don't think he'll leave, but say in the case he gets a dollar amount he can't turn down, I think it will be from Florida.
Yeah.
What about Coach O, Arkansas?
That would be a interesting hire nonetheless. I don't know if you're
Arkansas, be a pretty good hire for Arkansas.
Yeah, no doubt. If you're Arkansas, who can you really go after necessarily that one of these other schools aren't going to swoop up before you get to them?
Yeah.
And you know,
Auburn,
Memphis is head coach.
And then Auburn still, I think it's going to be between DJ and John Summerall.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. No doubt. Definitely the top two leading candidates. No question about it. Let's move on to the Texas A&M South Carolina game. This game was an interesting one because, you know, I'm watching this game and I'm like, holy crap, South Carolina can do no wrong. Field goal to start the game. Texas A&M imagines it. Then you get a South Carolina, touchdown, missed field goal, punt, and then Texas A&M puts it on the ground. South Carolina returns it. At the end of the first quarter, it's 17-3 South Carolina. And I'm like, oh, my Lord. I'm texting the group chat like, what the hell has happened? Marcel Reed is playing awful at the time, just throwing into crazy spots, throwing in double covers, throwing in the back of the end zone. I know we sent a text out in the group chat because Pork's high on Marcel Reed being the Heisman. We sent a text out and said, Pork, what is happening over there in Texas right now? What's going on with Mr. Reed? And Pork, what's your take on the first half of this game, and how does it affect your Heisman rankings with Marcel Reed?
Well, if everybody else still has Mendoza high, I don't think you can drop Marcel Reed for me, in my opinion. If people still have Mendoza at 2 or 3, I don't think Marcel Reed's dropping below 2. I think he'll sit at the number 2 spot for me now.
Well, Marcel Reed put him in that position, put A&M in that position in the first half.
Mm-hmm. But he also dug him out of it in the second half.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
I personally, that that kind of because here's the thing, right? When Mendoza, which Simpson's not in the Heisman talks for me anymore, not in the top 4 at least. But one thing that Ty Simpson has to battle, other than these other quarterbacks, in which I know this is just completely off topic, but I'm gonna wrap it back around to it, is the fact that Simpson has no run game to help him with his offense. Mendoza has a run game. Marcel Reed has a hell of a run game. And I mean his legs are a large part of it as well, but the 2 backs he has in the backfield are really good backs, and this offensive line of Texas A&M is really good. I think Marcel Reed kind of put him in that spot and was playing bad ball to start the game. 2 interceptions to start the game, 2 bad interceptions. So I think that drops him for me.
I mean, it's 2 ugly throws got picked off. But I mean, still at the end of the day, a lot of people look at. I mean, every Heisman has normally had a blow up game. I mean, besides Cam Newton, in my opinion, Cam Newton's like the only Heisman in recent memory that just came out and just dominated every game he touched the field on.
Yeah, I don't know, Marcel Reed. Anyways, we'll like kind of get back on track. Marcel Reed gets third quarter, starts playing ball. Texas A&M comes out, opens it up with a touchdown, turnover downs for South Carolina. The touchdown. Four drives in a row. It's a Texas A&M touchdown. Marcel Reed looked like he could not do any wrong. And I mean, this Texas A&M defense is ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. I feel like South Carolina's defense put South Carolina's offense in good positions on the field. That's why they scored 30 points. But this Texas A&M,
or which one?
I'm talking about South Carolina, how they scored 30 points.
Oh, okay.
Their defense putting their offense in good positions.
Ooh.
And also, but that Texas A&M defense came out in the halftime, man. Oh my God, they look really dominant. Texas A&M looked really dominant in the second half too. But I mean, I don't know if Marcel Reed will be in my top 5 after this game. I mean, yeah, he came back. That's good. But if this is a better team, I don't think Texas A&M will come back from this.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Don't get me wrong, kid. He ended up having a hell of a day, but it's just those mistakes that almost blew the game. It's hard to overlook and not put somebody like Sayin and Mendoza in front of him that's playing damn near perfect. Obviously,
usually if you have 4 or 5 turnovers, usually you lose the game. But
Chin, we haven't heard a lot from you. What are you thinking?
I think you still got to keep Marcel Reed up there with some of the bigger names in it. He did have a couple blow-up plays, but then again, you look back at South Carolina and what they were doing in the first half. They were putting pressure. Dylan Stewart's all over the field, causing havoc. And then A&M's defensive coordinator after half just kind of locked in, did what he had to do, gave his offense the chance to do what they've been doing all season. And then with the guy like Marcel Reed back there, who's been there, what is this, his 3rd year maybe? The guy that's been there for a minute, I mean, he's going to have that ability to be able to lead them back in that game.
Part of me says how much of it was Texas A&M's defense and how much of it was South Carolina's offense living up true to name. Because South Carolina's offense has not been good all year. And I mean, don't get it twisted. They have capitalized off of what, they get handed to them. But at the end of the game, Texas A&M fumbles it. Texas A&M fumbles it, and it's ruled as a fumble. South Carolina gets the ball, 8 plays, gets a first down, then the next, goes 3 and out on the next after that first down. I mean, just not a good sequence. Like the end of the game sequence for South Carolina trying to put themselves in scoring position was just not good at all. And obviously, this is a team that just fired their offensive coordinator. This is a team that is kind of in a bad spot, but they have so much NFL talent on that roster that they're able to compete with teams like the way they have, like with Bama and Texas A&M.
Especially it looked very Auburn-esque, in my opinion.
Yeah.
South Carolina's front is disgusting. And also, hats off to Texas A&M for coming out in the second half, acting like the game is 0-0 and coming back and win this game.
Yeah, Mike Elko really
Really
Mike
good team.
Elko earned that extension, no doubt about it in that game.
Yeah, no doubt.
He earned that extension. But this is we're gonna move into talking about the Georgia Texas game. We're gonna save the Bama game for last because I think that's gonna be our longest segment of the show. Fairly quick show tonight because of the what's happening in college football. But Tuesday will probably be our longer show. But we'll move Texas and Georgia. But I want to say this: Georgia right now is playing just like A&M. I think Georgia may be the most complete team in the SEC right now. Possibly in line with A&M, or maybe even better than A&M. I don't know if you watched that game last night or if you've watched Georgia the past couple of weeks, but they look good, dude.
Well, I think it was a defensive problem for Georgia because beginning of the year, their defense looked really iffy. And then now, the past 3 games, like you were saying, that defense is coming together really good.
I mean, Georgia's an impressive team, and they got a lot of things going for them right now. And that one loss to Bama hurts them, but you get the win over. Let's see, you beat Tennessee 44-41 at Tennessee's place in Neyland. You lose to Bama, right? We'll skip over that. Kentucky, you win. Auburn, you win. Ole Miss, you win. Florida, you win. You go to Mississippi State when they've been putting up fights with every team that's come into that place. You get a good 20-point win there, and then you beat Texas like a drum. I mean, just absolutely embarrassed Texas. And it's hard to say that Georgia's not playing equally as good as Texas A&M right now at the current moment, right? The loss to Bama earlier in the year is what's holding them back from being up there with A&M, but that's why they're the number 4 ranked team in the country now.
If you really think about it, there's 3 really dominant offenses in the SEC right now, and that's Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Georgia. Running the ball and passing the ball.
Yeah, just an all-around offense. Because I'll tell you what, Kwan Lacey and
he's
my gosh, he's playing ball. Heck of an athlete. This Ole Miss team is a scary team to watch play football, and they're going to end up hurting some feelings as the year continues to go on. But let's get more into the Texas-Georgia game. I think this was a coaching just masterclass from Georgia. I think Schumann, I think Bobo, I think Kirby. I mean, just completely out-coached Texas. And that's kind of a common denominator. Look back at the years past. Look back at last year, I guess, really and truly. SEC Championship, out-coached. At Austin, out-coached. This year, Sanford Stadium, out-coached. And, Mike Bobo, say what you want about Mike Bobo, but this offense looked damn good in this game.
I think he heard beginning of the season he's going to get fired soon, and he just turned it on then because I really didn't. Myself, and I heard a couple Georgia fans say they didn't like Mike Bobo. They want Bobo gone, but he's been stepping up his offensive schemes. So
I think it's more of an execution point for Mike Bobo as well. Like, I think he's always had the stuff. It's just last year they lacked talent up front on the offensive line. They were not executing and run the ball. They weren't running the ball near as like a Georgia team you expect would. This year they are. I don't know how much of the game you watched yesterday, but one thing that stands out to me watching Alabama play versus watching Georgia play is how fast Georgia's running backs get to a gap and make a cut.
Right.
I mean, it's just a completely different. Watching this Georgia team play right now is like a modernized version of Saban back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
You got to look at who their coach is, though, too, who he coached under.
Oh, no, I agree.
I mean, that's another big thing is you got Saban's DC for a while, now a head coach at a rival school, and he's doing just what Saban did. He's turning it into a dynasty.
No doubt. I mean, Georgia, really impressive. 35 minutes of possession to Texas's 24. Third down for Texas was rough. And that's going to happen. So Texas and Alabama, we'll compare these two because like I said earlier, like I've said in our group chat when we've just been talking as friends or whatever, is I believe that Texas's offense is a watered down version of Bama's. I think that both of them lack a run game. Both of them have decent quarterback play, which Arch Manning's starting to come along now. With Alabama has better outside threats, receivers, whatever you want, a better receiving core. But overall scheme, overall ability to really air the ball out is there. It's just there's no run game to be able to help out the quarterback. And Arch Manning, I mean, you saw that at the end of the game. He looked demoralized because this kid is getting everything thrown on his shoulders and is having a hard time performing because you can't run for over 30, 40, 50 yards a game if you're Texas.
I mean, you looked last night. Arch threw 43 times, and they ran for 17 carries, 23 yards.
Yeah.
Average 1.4. That's
they're also taking Arch's sacks into account too. I think he had like 30 negative yards because of sacks or something like that.
But you still, there you
go.
But still, okay, take Arch's 5 carries because that's considered sacks, right? They only ran the ball 12 times. You know why they only ran the ball 12 times? Because they don't believe in the run game. Yeah.
I mean, you rushed 12 times for 40 yards. I mean, doesn't help Arch out at all.
Mm-mm.
You got receivers dropping the ball left and right. I mean, that also doesn't help.
Yeah.
But then you switch back to Georgia. They ran the ball 35 times for 128.
Yeah.
But Gunnar Stockton also was on a different level last night. 24 of 29 for 229, 4 touchdowns, and then the 1 pick.
I don't know if you've watched back that clip of that pick. That was one of the best. Anthony Hill, the way he flipped his hips and then changed back to the field, opened back up to the field, and got back to that ball. That was one of the most athletic interceptions by like a linebacker I've seen in a long time in college football. If you haven't watched that, play in slow motion, I encourage you to go do it.
Nah, I watched it last night.
I feel like Arch Manning's a really good quarterback. He just has no weapons right now on Texas' offense. If you put any quarterback, Ty Simpson, Marshall Reed on Texas, I feel like they do the same thing as Arch Manning. I mean, you got to have outside weapons, man. And you can't – I mean, Ryan Wingo can't be your only one.
The moral of the story is not a whole lot of help for Texas offense. Georgia is a beautifully coached team and executed well last night. And – I mean, this game was close until the fourth quarter, but it really wasn't. It really was. After the first quarter,
was it? I think Georgia went up by 7. I think
it was right there towards the end of the game.
Something, and they kick an onside kick and get it back and score again.
Mm-hmm.
I think that right there is really what turned the game upside down. Because I mean, you look back at. When's the last time you saw that national championship? Nick Saban, who's the defensive coordinator on that team, Kirby.
Oh, yeah.
I think Turtle texted in our group chat about it. Now that is getting outcoached or something around that.
Yeah.
Little Sean Payton-esque onside kick to start the second half.
I mean, whenever I don't know if you've seen the clip of Kirby smiling on the sidelines whenever he did that, but he knew he had just gotten one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he knew. I think Brooks Austin put it on Twitter. And he was like, it was a picture of Kirby smiling. It's like, this guy just knew he dominated this game coaching wise. And I mean, just an absolute beautiful game from Georgia. What you expect to see out of them, really and truly. Anything else y'all got for Georgia and Texas?
Oh, no.
The injury status on Chauncey Bowens is going to be the big thing going these next 2 weeks because he is a big part of their run game. I mean, he got 8 carries last night. I think he played, a quarter and a half or something like that before he got hurt.
Mm.
But what you worry about is him going and playing that Georgia Tech team with one of your 2 running backs healthy instead of both of them. And that could be just something to keep in the back of your mind at least.
Yeah. Yeah, Chauncey Bowens has come a long way this season. He is. I mean, Nate Frazier is supposed to be talking town. Oh, yeah, but at the beginning of the year, Chauncey Bowens looked like he was supposed to be the clear RB1 after Frazier was hyped up for so long, but now Frazier's coming around too. That's why Georgia's getting scary week in, week out.
Yeah.
Let's move to this game. This game hurts my feelings.
Do we have to move to it?
Yeah, no doubt. I agree. This
Before
game was
we start, can I preface this with what my score prediction was last week?
Yeah, I wanted to show. So that's the first thing I was going to do is show some light on you. Portnoy's ball. Let's see what we got.
Well, clairvoyant, buddy. I saw the future. I called 22-21 last week, and the score ended up being 23-21.
Man.
And no one believed in me. I was called crazy. because I decided not to pick with the boys, and
I think we were all pretty. I think we were all pretty close on the actual score prediction. What RJ did you have?
I had 30-22 Oklahoma.
Oh, never mind. Chin, what did you have?
Jen had Bama covering.
I think I had 27-23.
Yeah, I'll pull it back up. This is what we had. Sorry. I had 24-21 Bama. Chin had 17-10 Bama. And Pork had 22-21 Oklahoma. Pretty good. I mean, right around. We kind of figured how this game was going to go, right? We kind of figured it was going to be a defensive slugfest and who was going to make plays, Simpson or Mateer. But then they got thrown on its head whenever, man, you get the ball. You're receiving the ball right off the start of the game. And you go 3 and out. You punt the ball to the most electric player they have. And he runs it back for 40 and puts them on the 18, right? Your defense does a great job of getting a stop, making them kick a field goal. So then you're like, man, everything's going bad, but we just kind of cleaned it up a little bit to make it where it's not so bad, right? Could have been a lot worse. Well, then you go 3 and out again. And then you punt it again. Well, OU doesn't do great. They punt it back. Then you have your pick six come out, and the whole world falls apart. I don't know how many times Alabama put the ball on the ground in the first half. Maybe if it wasn't ruled a fumble or if it was like right as he hit the ground, he dropped it. It was close. They had to show it on TV because it's like, oh, was this a drop? I mean, I swear, I think we had 5 or 6 potential fumbles in the first half of this game. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what ball security was for Bama in this game, but it wasn't great. And ultimately, the turnover ratio, the turnover battle, lost us this game. I'll stop yapping for a second because I got a lot I can say on this game, but I'll let y'all get some reps in. Who wants to go?
I'll go. I mean, yeah, the turnovers really killed Alabama. You got 2 fumbles and a pick. I don't know what our deal was on the punt return when we have Cole Adams, who's been back there all year long, doing fine, but you put Ryan Williams back there trying to make something, fumble. You got offensive tackles getting beat. I mean, one play, he just beat them too good, hit Ty, made him fumble. Ty didn't look comfortable the whole game. He's missing passes you don't see him miss every week, and that's been the case the past 2 or 3 weeks. But then you look at it. Alabama had 34 minutes of possession. Oklahoma had 25. We win what we wanted to in the possession. And then you look at the total yards of the game. 406 for Bama, 212 for Oklahoma. This wasn't a defense problem at all. You cannot blame this defensive-wise. You look at not holding on to the ball and throwing the ball where it should not be thrown to. I don't think Ty should have thrown that ball to Horton to begin with. The receiver's right here on his hip, or the corner is right here on his hip. And then back to old Bama, kicking problems. I don't care if this ball is getting put down right as you're fixing to move your foot to kick it. Your job is to try and put it through the upright no matter what. You can't blame the snapper because you shanked a kick far left because the snap was high. You have bad snaps all day. But if you can't put it through the upright to begin with, what's the point in even yelling at them for? I think this was by far the worst game Bama could have played in turnovers and just kicking-wise. And we still lost by 2. You make the kick right there, we're up 1. You don't throw the ball away right there, who knows what happens.
You were talking about the Ty Simpson interception. I understand why he threw it because of the hot read. He had a guy. The main issue stems from why are we letting, you're supposed to protect inside out for the quarterback. There shouldn't be anybody coming through the A gap, nobody coming through the B gap, make him come around the edge, give him time. Well, you got a free runner at Ty. He throws a hot route, like, oh, I'm hot, get the ball out of my hands. well, obviously Oklahoma knew what they were doing because they had a guy at the catch point before Isaiah Horton even broke off his route. And you could say illegal touching, but gosh dang, like the defense created that play. And I'm all for playing the game by the rules, but the defense was prepared on that play. And that didn't lose us the game necessarily whenever you had 2 other turnovers. So now Oklahoma's corners were playing chippy, they were playing scrappy, but I think Venables, that was a big like, hey, pass interference or not, rattle these guys a little bit, play a little aggressive with them, and it worked.
You got to think about this too. I mean, one of the there was another interception that got wiped free because of a PI call, and
it wasn't even close to the receiver either.
It just don't get it. I mean,
that was a
get another one
PI call though. There was 3 PIs on that play.
Yeah, there was.
Oh yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, you got another one wiped off there. Ty looked. It's after it was really whenever he threw the first pick, Ty did not get back to what he's used to being. And I think a lot of it has to do with how bad he's been while being pressured this season. I think I saw it was like 21% of the time he gets pressured, the ball's uncatchable. It's just not even remotely close to a receiver or defenders batting it down over him.
Well,
it just.
I would like to say this. Bama had 270 yards in the first half into their 130 in the second half. Well, Oklahoma stopped bringing pressure to Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson started torching them. That's why. Well, I was saying to y'all in the group chat, I mean, you can't give Ty Simpson time, man, or he'll torture defense. So the second half, Oklahoma sent pressure the whole time, and it got to Ty Simpson. Also, y'all may not agree with me. Y'all may. But give the ball to Daniel Hill. Quit passing the whole time. He's averaging 4 yards a carry in the game. Give him the ball. He had 15 carries. Give him the ball 5 or 10 more times. He had like 2 or 3 explosive plays. Went for 15-plus yards. I mean, you could say give the ball to Jam Miller too, but I feel like Jam Miller just hesitates, try to read the holes a little bit. Just run north to south, man, like Daniel Hill does. And stop running the ball straight for the middle. Like, I think most of y'all's outside runs went from positive plays. Yeah. Why run away from it? Stop putting everything on Ty Simpson and run the ball.
We were running some type of sweep. We ran it twice. It's the first time I've seen it this year. Was in this game, and it broke for 10 or 8 to 12 every time we ran it. Daniel Hill, I agree with. He needs to at least be getting 15 carries a game. But the biggest issue comes to whenever Jam Miller would get in the game, and then you'd rotate backs, and then how many times, like, obviously Ty Simpson didn't perform. Let me touch up. I'm going off of 3 different things now. I'm going to start with Ty Simpson and his poor performance. Yes, Ty Simpson has not looked as dialed in as what he normally does, but it's hard for a quarterback to continue to perform with all the weight on his shoulders whenever has no run game to help him, and your offensive line is struggling to communicate up front, and you don't have a running back in your backfield that can really pick up a blitz consistently. Because the play of Daniel Hill getting blown up by that corner, that was rough. The strip sack fumble, he could have stepped up in that pocket. He could have done whatever, but the defensive end dang near had a free release off the end, and Michael Carroll just got beat.
Was that the defensive end, or was that whenever they delayed a corner in and just lit him up?
That was the one that I'm talking. The one that you're talking about is the Daniel Hill try to block him, and Daniel Hill just got absolutely blown into him. But Ty Simpson
corner weighs 186. Daniel Hill is 244, and just ran through him like he wasn't even there.
I'll say this. In this game, I noticed Ty Simpson floating a lot in the pocket instead of really stepping up and ripping it. A lot of times whenever he dropped back in the pocket, he would move to the left slightly.
You talking about that play action we were talking about yesterday night?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, not even that. If you just go watch I watched a lot of the game back today. You watch him every time he was taking a snap. He was so scared of that right side of the line. It was ridiculous. He was kind of just floating. Me and Fletcher were talking about it earlier on the phone. He was floating every play. He was just kind of drifting left. And you're going to get yourself in bad spots. Ty Simpson, I don't feel like was a problem in this game. He obviously played a pretty good game. You missed throws. Okay, whatever. We'll figure out a way. But your run game, not like I want to know. I want to see the metrics. I want to see the stats on how many times Alabama gets in a 3rd and 8 plus in a ball game, because that's whenever you know how good your quarterback is. Because Fernando Mendoza, I promise you, hadn't seen a lot of 3rd and 8. He's probably seen a lot of 3rd and 2s. He's probably seen a lot of 2nd 5, 2nd 3, 2nd 4s. Ty Simpson's seen a damn 2nd and 18 every 2 drives. And that's an issue. That's an issue for Alabama. And RJ said last night Alabama will not be a championship team without a run game, and I agree. If you cannot get your quarterback into a 2nd short or a 3rd and short or a 3rd and even damn medium, you're not going to win games. Not going to win games.
Because, I mean, I remember Daniel Hill broke for that 28-yard run. That is the 2nd longest rush of the year for Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
The longest rush of the year was against ULM by a true freshman.
Thank you,
what the hell is happening? Like, you think back to Alabama, you don't think, oh, we're throwing the ball 42 times a game. You're saying, oh, they're probably going to run the ball for 40 times a game for like 150, 200 yards.
Yeah, it's
like what happened here? Like,
yeah, it's like I know I say Bama doesn't have a run game. It's kind of like y'all don't call enough run plays in the game. I don't know. It's kind of weird how Ryan Grubb sets up his offense, but
I mean, if you count the 4 sacks, we ran the ball for 33 times for 80 yards.
You want me to tell you what I think a lot of it is I think it's a personnel issue based off a scheme, right?
Yeah.
I want you to look at our offensive line now and look at that Washington offensive line a couple years back in 23 and see the size comparison and the athletic standpoint. I think there's a lot of sweeps they like to run. I think there's a lot of pulling plays they like to run, and they can't run it with this offense that we have now because of how big our offensive line is. They can't get to the perimeter as well. And so I think that takes away a lot of their playbook. And I think I'll go ahead and tell you what I'm quoting from or what's in the back of my head while I'm talking about this. In the next round yesterday or 2 days, I think it was Saturday morning or Friday afternoon, they stated that I don't think this Alabama offense has gotten true to their scheme yet, and it will probably be 18 or so months before we actually see a Kalen DeBoer offense with the type of players and people they want on the roster. And one of the guys said, the thing about it is I don't know if we'll make it to see those 18 months. And that's not saying that they're going to get fired, but it's going to be the repercussions of what we don't have at the moment, like not being able to run the ball and losing games to Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? And playing close games. The repercussions of not having the players to be able to fit the scheme. You get what I'm
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
So, I mean, and you can tell that in the recruiting class too, by the way, if you see what they've recruited.
I mean, you look back at what I sent Thursday or Friday of what DeBoer said about AK Deer. I mean, he can't be worse than what we're having run the ball right now.
What happened to Kevin Riley?
That too. What the hell happened? I love Daniel Hill. I think he runs the ball like an Alabama back should, or any running back in the country should. But what happened to him? He's our shifty guy that is probably a lot quicker on his feet than these other 2 running the ball.
Oh, no doubt.
You haven't heard much of him and Isaiah Horton since that Missouri game. Like, is it these other 2 guys are better than him in practice or what? Because when he was in the game, you could tell, like, he's making a difference.
Do y'all think if Oklahoma actually had a run game, would this game even be close?
No, I don't think so. If their backs were able to hit the second level, dude, it'd have been so bad.
That's why I think the Iron Bowl is going to be really good this year. It's going to be one for the books.
Let's back up. Oklahoma's run game is not great, but they have been improving the past couple weeks. Mm-hmm. Alabama's rushing defense is a lot better than they get credit for because of run explosiveness. So, basically what I'm saying is you're saying hypothetically, do you think that this game would even be close? Yes, because of the fact that Alabama's defense is good. Alabama's defense did nothing to lose this game. Now, if Ryan Williams doesn't juke around for 15 seconds and fumble the ball, if we don't get the ball punched out, Jeremy Denard put the ball on the ground 3 times. He just happened to be down when it happened. I mean, if ball security was a thing for Alabama in this game and Ty Simpson throws a pick six, whatever, whoop-de-doo, we still win this game as long as we just don't fumble the ball.
Yeah.
I think you said it best in the group chat the other day, or like yesterday when the game was going on. It was just after, I think, maybe. You said that you're not sure what Venables saw on tape, but this is one of the worst turnover margin teams coming into this, and they made a team that was rarely putting the ball on the ground, put the ball on the ground, 5, 6 times?
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not Bama lost the fumbles, I mean, they still got put on the ground.
Well, Oklahoma, I'm not saying Oklahoma was just the most least aggressive turnover, strip ball team in the country, but because they've definitely been aggressive trying to strip the ball. Every team, every defense is aggressive trying to strip the ball, but it just seemed like they were going after that ball every time.
It's like they knew exactly where the ball was going to be when they were going to punch.
And they landed a bunch of clean punches too, and it makes you. And you saw it get corrected in the second half. Good on Alabama's coaching staff to be able to get that corrected because you started seeing players hold it with 2 hands and go down whenever they knew they were going to be tackled. Especially like Ryan Williams, he started doing that a lot. Jeremy Bernard
he looks terrified, by the way. Can I put that out there? Ryan Williams looks terrified to get hit.
I think one of the biggest things with Ryan Williams this year, I think we'll see a lot of it come up, after the offseason on why his performance hasn't been what it was expected. Is because he's moved into the slot. And instead of playing that traditional outside receiver, you're seeing Jeremy Bernard play where he was. And I think Jeremy Bernard's there because he's a better utility type player. And I think that's taken away a lot of Ryan Williams' receptions, which I'm not saying he hasn't been put in the position to catch the ball. I'm not saying he hasn't been put in the position. But a lot of people are keyed off on him because they know he can be explosive. But he's still not having a bad year. It's just not what was expected, right?
Yeah.
I think the concussion's done a number on him mentally. Not saying the concussion mushed his brain. I just think he's just scared to get hit like that again and have to go through that again. I think he's just more nervous and keeping it in the back of his mind. You can see it because used to he try to take a defender on and try to make a man miss. Now he's just going down.
Well, he's small. It's like what's his name? Golden Tate. He goes down every time he catches the
ball. Pause.
No. Are you talking about Tyler Lockett?
Tyler Lockett, my bad.
Okay, I was going to say Golden Tate was trying to run through people.
Hold on. We're talking 2 different ball games here.
Yeah.
We're talking NFL and college.
But still, Ryan Williams is a small guy. I wouldn't want to get hit.
I think a lot of that comes from playing in the slot because you're catching the ball over the middle so much more in a linebacker territory. It's not necessarily a bad thing to go down whenever you catch the ball. Yards after catch necessarily isn't a crazy – I mean, it's a great thing to have, but I'd rather hold on the ball than get 5 extra yards. So,
I mean, you even go back to the Florida State game before he gets the concussion. He's still dropping it. He's scared.
The whole Alabama team that game.
Yeah. But I don't believe it's him getting hit as much as you say. I think it is more of the fact of all the pressure being on him from what he did last year.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're 18 now. You were 17 at the time doing all this. Probably, arguably, one of the best receivers in the nation. And now you're in your second year with all these expectations again, even better than last year. And I think it got to him. I think he got on social media too much during the offseason. I think he let a lot of it just get to his head mentally.
Yeah. Assessing John go ahead, sorry.
No, you got it. You got it, Dalton.
I was just going to say, assessing John Mateer's performance, I think he did just enough to be able to win this game. He didn't have to do any extra. I think you saw when Oklahoma started winning the turnover battle, you saw John Mateer start playing a little bit more passive than what he normally does play. He hit his check down more in this game than I've seen him hit it all year. And that was because not giving back the advantage to Alabama. So props to them on being able to stay true with something. Brent Venables, hell of a game plan. It's hard to play a team out of a bye week, especially somebody that's as good defensively as Brent Venables is and this Oklahoma defense is. But it's just in the second half, Alabama's offense stalled. And turnovers early in the game hurt them so bad to where you couldn't stall. But it was, I think Cody and I talked about this while he was here. I thought it was me and you, RJ, but I think it was Cody. If you're Alabama, you go to the locker room and you say, man, we just had a lot of turnovers. We got to clean that up. If you're Oklahoma, you go to the locker room and say, hey, we did this wrong, we did this wrong, we did this wrong. So Alabama didn't really get a free test. They didn't get a draft to see what they needed to fix at halftime. And you came out and you saw that because they stayed basically the same on both sides of the ball. Oklahoma came out and looked like they put a whole nother game plan on the field. So I think a lot of that was due to what had happened to Bama, because if you're an Alabama fan, I mean, 17 points off of turnovers for Oklahoma. They didn't drive the field very impressively, but one time that whole game. So, tough game to watch.
That's like Bama too, though. Y'all did amazing in the first half, except for the turnovers, and the missed field goal. But the second half, y'all only had one good drive, also until the last minute. Y'all
that's
driving down the field.
That's what I was referring to.
I thought you said Oklahoma only had one.
I was talking about Bama. They haven't been bad in the second half.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about Oklahoma.
Nah, Bama being bad in the second half, being stalling on offense is basically what I was saying. It's just completely stalled out, and that hurts you, no doubt.
Yeah. Let's talk about. Now I have a question.
What you got?
So Bama moving forward, okay? You've got 1 week until you figure out if you're going to be a playoff team or not. Basically, that's the time frame you've got. You either beat Auburn and go to the SEC championship, or you lose to Auburn and you go to a bowl game. That's it. That's all you have.
Well, they got to get past Eastern Illinois first.
I can't wait to see RJ in person again. Oh, buddy.
I'm kidding.
You say that, but every Auburn fan I've listened to is like, oh, can't wait for 2 weeks. Can't wait for 2 weeks. Can't wait to see if we're going to ruin Alabama's season or not.
It's going to be a good matchup. I mean, honestly, I think it'll be a good matchup. I mean, they're going to match up really well against each other.
I'm not saying it's going to be a bad matchup, but
you've got a team that likes to blitz and get to the quarterback and put pressure on him, with a quarterback who has shown he can struggle against the pressure at a very hostile place that even the greatest coach of all time has said is haunted, and that he didn't even like going and playing at because he never knew how it was going to end. Also, with that, you have a team who has a great run game and some of the best skilled receivers out there. The problem all season has been getting it to the receivers.
I don't think I don't think it matters if it's at Jordan-Hare this year, honestly. I mean, Auburn loses in Jordan-Hare a lot now, seems like, and it just depends on our offense, what our offense is going to do this game, honestly.
No, I think a lot of it is in Jordan-Hare. I think it's different.
I mean, yeah, stated atmosphere, but still, offense got to show up to win the game.
I think
defense also has to show up. Can't give up 40 again.
I think the whole Vandy game was trying to work the kinks out on offense, which obviously Vandy's defense hasn't been notoriously great this season. But I think a lot of that game was, let's see if the offense can move the ball down the field. And then you have a bye week to go and work on the defense, talk about things you can fix. Then you have a tune-up game with Mercer, and then you have the game that can make you bowl eligible or not. So Auburn's got something to gain. They have basically the only thing they have to gain is a bowl game here.
And
Bama has everything to lose. And I think Durkin wins our bowl. He gets the job, in my opinion.
Let's put this game on paper, right? Auburn's got 3 weeks to prepare, like Port just said. Durkin's coaching for a job. Auburn fan base is showing up to ruin Alabama's dreams of making it to the playoffs. And then you got Alabama, who just lost to Oklahoma, who's got to win in Jordan-Hare. This is a dream setup for an Auburn fan base who's had a rough year, but has an opportunity to rebound and make it a solid one. At least one that you can say, hey, we ruined Alabama's chances. And, hey, at least now we know who our guy's going to be.
At least go positive this year.
and they'll get a little Birmingham Bowl action, too, if they beat Bama.
So, I think Auburn's straight-up offensive plan. I don't know if Auburn's offense is going to be necessarily amazing in this game, but I think a lot of it will be run game and seeing how many explosives can Jeremiah Cobb get off on this Alabama's defense, and how many times can we get the ball to Cam Coleman, or how many times can we get Cam Coleman one-on-one with somebody? It's going to be a big deal for Auburn. I don't really want to completely touch on this Alabama-Auburn game too much. I don't want to preview it because that's going to be the next week's thing, but I think I want to talk about this. This is one thing I do want to talk about is the SEC championship and Alabama's road to the SEC championship. They have to beat Auburn, and they'll get in. But if you have a three-way tie between Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss, what does that look like in y'all's opinion? I can tell you what I think. I think Bama would get the tiebreaker just based off of wins in the SEC, especially the win over Georgia, whatever. But what are y'all thinking on this if it goes to a three-way tiebreaker?
I'm gonna let them two get it out the way. I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
Well, what was the question, Dalton?
If Ole Miss, Georgia, Bama come to a three-way tie for the SEC championship, who makes it in?
Oh well, so Ole Miss has the head-to-head with Oklahoma that y'all didn't beat, but y'all also have the head-to-head to Georgia, which Ole Miss didn't beat. So I feel like they should go with the highest rated team or the best record here.
No, what I think they'll go off of is, which they have gone off in the past, is the best SEC opponent that was beat. So that would be Georgia in this case, and that's my case for Bama making it over.
If I was a Bama fan, I wouldn't want to make it, honestly.
You don't make it in the playoffs if you don't make it. Because if
Yeah,
you
Bama
don't
has to win out here.
If you win out and still don't make it, you'll still be in.
Yeah, but there's not a case scenario where you win out and don't make it to the SEC championship.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
Like,
I don't believe you beat Auburn and you don't make it to the SEC championship because the win over Georgia.
You also got to put it this way: you beat Auburn, but you don't play in the SEC championship. Like, they give it to Georgia, whatever. You also now have to face the fact: do we make it? It's literally just based off who.
But if y'all do make the playoffs, not the SEC championship, will y'all really be mad? Do y'all really?
No, I mean, I'd be happy, but I just don't think that'll ever happen.
I don't think they came out with the bracketology today. It had Bama at number 8 playing at home against number 9 Oregon, and then Georgia moved to 4. Texas Tech host Tulane. Oklahoma at 7 at home against Notre Dame. That's I mean, no matter which way you look at it, Bama's in a tricky situation right now.
Does the SEC championship affect your ranking? Like,
so this is what I was.
If you have 2 losses, you lose. Will you go out?
They'll probably talk about it tomorrow.
This is the ladder I was trying to get to, right?
Or Tuesday.
Was if Alabama makes it the SEC championship, loses to A&M, how does that affect their college football playoff? Because let me say this: I don't think it will. Right? I don't think it would. I think they'd still make the playoffs, even with a loss in the SEC championship. Because if that happens, there will not be another SEC championship played in the college football playoff era. Because now teams are going to be scared of the fact that, hey, even if I do make the SEC championship, I can get, thrown out of the playoffs for a poor performance in an SEC championship that no other team had to play but me and this other team. So it just doesn't make sense. It's unfair to the losing team if they get kicked out because they had to play that extra game.
Well, I mean, I think you look back at it last year, Clemson and SMU. I think they said last year the reason they're not putting Bama over SMU right now is because SMU made their conference game. Yeah. And I think Clemson kicked a walk-off field goal or something.
Yeah.
I thought Syracuse helped Clemson out, though. Oh, no, Syracuse is knocked off someone so Clemson can make it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, Clemson won the ACC championship, and that's what clinched it for them.
No, Syracuse kicked someone
beat
out.
Somebody to get Clemson in, basically.
Yeah.
Who did they beat?
To the ACC championship, not to the playoffs.
Virginia, probably.
Championship.
I don't think Virginia was that good last year.
Miami. Was it Miami?
It was Miami.
Nah.
You sure?
Was
I'm pretty sure it was.
Miami had like 3 or 4 losses.
They beat Miami at the end of the year to keep Miami from being able to go to the ACC championship.
Yeah.
Dang, my headset keeps breaking. But I don't think Alabama will get penalized for making it the SEC championship. I think they make it to the playoffs no matter what. I don't think you can do that because like I said, there'd be no reason to play that conference championship game. Alabama at the end of the day has got to win out. They got to go to Jordan-Hare. They got to win this game. We won't cover that game right now because that's next week's job. But overall, just a rough weekend.
let's talk about one more thing. Heisman finalists, your top 5.
Do you want to talk about this right now, or do you want to talk about this on Tuesday night? Because that's what I was planning to do on Tuesday night.
Let's do it right now. Right now. Since it's a pretty short live, we're under an hour right now, so let's go ahead and talk about it.
All right, RJ, I'll let you start.
I'll go first. Okay. Yeah. Give me I'll put Marshall Reed at 5. I'm gonna put Jacob Rodriguez at 4. Pavia at 3. Sayin at 2. Then Mendoza at 1.
So you've got all quarterbacks in there now, because
no, Rodriguez is not.
No, he took a snap at QB last week. Their head coach did say this is a quarterback award, so he put him in at quarterback, and look what he did, and he scored.
Okay.
So, I mean, come on.
He's a dog, man. He's a dog. He's doing something special over there in Texas Tech.
Well, I agree that Jacob Rodriguez would be in my top 8. He's not my top 5. My top 5: Mendoza, Sayin.
Hold on, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Yeah, Mendoza, Sayin. Actually, I'll probably say Sayin Mendoza. Let me rephrase that. Sayin Mendoza. I'd probably go Pavia, Reed, Stockton.
Stockton, yeah.
I'd probably get Stockton. Stockton's interchangeable with Haynes King and probably Jeremiah Love. And then I would say Jacob Rodriguez is in that 8th hole because that kid's playing ball. But it's just hard for a linebacker to win the Heisman Trophy award because
he's actually a two-way player to win the Heisman. Okay, two-way player. Don't discredit my man.
He has one touchdown.
One snap, one touchdown. It doesn't get more efficient.
But I mean, he's also forced 9 turnovers this year.
Oh yeah. It's
turnover margins out of there.
All right, who's next?
Pork,
I've got 1 is saying. I've got 2 Mendoza, 3 Reed, and then 4 I got Jeremiah Love, and 5 Stockton or Haynes King. Just kind of 5A, 5B. I think Jeremiah Love's not getting talked about enough. I mean, the kid's averaging 6.5 yards a carry with 14 touchdowns right now.
And the way he makes jump cuts, the way he runs the ball, his vision, he's special. I would say that, like, the reason for saying, since me and you both had saying, we'll go ahead and touch up on this. The reason for saying being at 1 is the fact that he has not done anything to not be at 1. He's been one of the most efficient passers. Touchdown-wise, he's great. I mean, doesn't turn the ball over a lot. Now, the main test for him will be the Michigan game, and that's kind of what I'm waiting on to be able to penalize him. I'm talking about Mendoza and Sayin are 1-1. Like, there's no difference in the two right now. I just think I think Sayin has the Penn State game over Mendoza right now, but Mendoza has the win at Oregon over Sayin. We'll wait till this Michigan game before I penalize Sayin, but that's kind of my take.
This game at Michigan?
I want to say it is.
Here, I'll tell you. It is. It is at Michigan. Okay. Big Top.
That'd be a good win for them. All right, we'll go with mine, though. At 1, I got Sayin. 2, Mendoza. 3, Gunnar Stockton. 4, Marcel Reed. And 5, Jeremiah Love.
I don't hate that at all. Stockton, I think, I'm glad he's getting the credit. He's playing ball.
He's playing ball.
He looked a little rough.
I feel like Pavia.
I
feel like Pavia should be up there, man.
I just don't see it. He doesn't have the quality wins that everybody else has, in my opinion.
But this is going to be an awful weekend of college football. I'll tell you that.
The Oregon USC game's pretty good. I'll watch that game. There's a couple others, but nothing crazy. Let's talk about basketball. Let's shift to basketball now because football only goes on for so long. Let's talk about some basketball. Alabama. We'll start with the first game. Alabama and Purdue out rebounded by 24 boards. That's your biggest problem. The fact that you got out physical, you couldn't get rebounds. That's really and truly why you lost the game. A lot of missed threes at the end of the game. When Alabama's hot, they're hot. When they're not, they're not. And main thing comes down to rebounds. I know people have been harping on that. This Alabama team is a good team. They got a long way to go. But they still not playing. Jalil Bethea still not in the game. Whenever he comes back, he'll be a big factor. Anybody have anything to say on that? Anybody have anything to say on that?
The guy that got ruled out like the day before the game, I don't remember his name, for Alabama. They were talking he was a big miss in that one because he could guard the 1 through 5.
Yeah.
But then you also look at the fact we have no big man presence whatsoever against a team like Purdue.
Yeah.
I mean, our guards are getting rebounded by a 5'11" guard. He had more rebounds than probably anybody on our team that game.
He had 8 boards.
And that's saying something about who wants to win that game. He's 5'11", he's undersized, but he's a dog.
Some would say he's putting up Dalton Hooper stats.
Ain't nobody saying that, dog.
but I mean, you go back and you look at it.
You don't need a Tylenol, you need a perk.
You need a perk.
But I mean, you go back and watch the game. It's like he's playing on a different level than everybody else on that court. And even the dude that had the triple-double, they're both playing out of their minds. Can't be stopped by anybody.
Yeah. What do you think about
can't hit the shot?
So today Auburn takes on Houston. RJ.
Turnovers, man. Turnovers, man. Killed us. We had 6 to 8 turnovers in the first half, and that's what lost us the game, I believe.
I mean, it ended up being 10-2. They had 10 turnovers for Houston and 8 for us. So, I mean, I didn't watch the game, but it looks like the second half Auburn tightened it up. Yeah, Auburn just didn't capitalize off their turnovers. They had 9 points on 10 turnovers forced compared to the 13 for Houston. I mean,
whenever you expected Auburn to make a run at the end of the game, they just didn't. What was it? Keyshawn Hall that went out of the game. His injury really hurt Auburn towards the end of the game. I think whenever you play a team like Houston, you got to expect to turn the ball over because they are so physical and in your face, and they do press. They do play good defense. At the end of the day, for Auburn, I feel like you're still just in the young stages of this team. You're still trying to get everybody to merge together. You're still trying to get Stephen Pearl established. But he coached a good game today. I mean, Auburn was good.
Like I said, turnovers and free throws hurt us today. Not making free throws and then turnovers. I mean, we went 21 for 30, but still, crucial moment free throws is what I'm getting at.
You can't shoot 65% from the charity stripe and expect to win a game, in my opinion, especially when you shoot 33 free throws compared to their 12. You have almost triple their free throws, and you barely make double.
Well, you foul out the center with 5 minutes left to go in the game. You foul out their starting center. Like
we fouled out 2 people, I believe.
Yeah.
So
you did what you needed to do to win this game. You just couldn't capitalize off of it.
Yeah.
It happens. There's still. I mean, that's the good thing about basketball nowadays is they're scheduling these harder games early in the season to get battle tested, and you'll see this cleaned up by March, and we'll have a great March Madness, and it'll be fun to watch.
SEC is getting better at basketball, man.
Yeah, they're coming along really fast.
I need to hide Give Me 3 Pettifer to start giving me 3 instead of just front rimming it every time.
No, he did pretty good today.
He played better, but I mean, he was still 5 for 14.
3 for 8 from 3 is not what you want from a guy that is a predominantly 3-point shooting guy.
Well, let's say that 5 for 14. 4 of those were at the end of the game, and he was just chucking, trying to get it up at the rim.
Some say he was putting up RJ Coker numbers.
Yeah, he was just chucking. He was driving to the rim, trying to get a foul, trying to foul bait, trying to do his best Shea impression. It didn't work.
Dalton's GOAT, by the way. Shea.
Yes, dog.
That's crazy.
But this week it'll be Auburn has a trap game with Mercer. Alabama has Northern Illinois, and then we have Oregon, USC, and a couple other games on the slate. We'll be back on Tuesday after the college football playoff prediction show to talk a little bit more. Other than that, this has been the R&D podcast. Pretty good, little jam-packed show tonight. Hour on the dot. RJ's got to go make some cookies. He's getting hungry. I can tell by his face. This has been the RD Podcast. I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you next time.